Welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who feels like they are ready and they feel like the other person is also ready for a long-term relationship. So I do feel like there's a conversation that's going to occur in the near future, and this is going to be, how are you feeling about things? Do you want to make it serious? Do you want to be exclusive? What does it look like for you if you're in a relationship? It feels like a lot of I don't know if I want to say negotiating, but just like making sure you're on the same page. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Wind Chime 10. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box for you, as is additional information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Let's start off with the gold foil tarot and see what else we have for you. I will also just make a quick announcement. I'm going to get out of Dodge for a little while this weekend. So as far as live streams where I will be taking personal questions, the only one this weekend is going to be Saturday morning probably around like 8 a.m. Central Time. But I have also pre-recorded some videos that will premiere live so that you can still do the live chat. Hello, Dr. Emery. How you doing? Happy Friday. So we have the Three of Swords, Temperance in the reverse, and Eight of Wands in the reverse. That's interesting. It feels like we have another person here, someone who is upset to learn that there is a relationship. So hearing about this King of Pentacles energy, which would be like security and companionship, committed energy, someone has freed themselves or healed themselves from a previous experience or a heartbreak. And whoever is associated with that heartbreak is upset to learn that they no longer have this hold over. I don't know if I want to call them the King of Pentacles, because this feels more so like the mindset that they're in with another person. But letting go of the past hurts or trauma in order to be able to be happy or find happiness with someone else. Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing? King of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, so one person's recovery or things looking up is another person's like loss. But the individuals who are getting into a relationship want to approach things the right way. I've been hurt before, or I've dealt with, not so mature communications. Let's make sure we get out ahead of this and, make sure we agree on everything from the get-go, because that way we can avoid some of the pitfalls that other people have to go through in a relationship. So it feels like there's a really good conversation around how to be respectful to each other and how to make sure that both parties are happy. Hello, Salawat. How are you doing? I do offer personal readings. My email address is in the description box. And I do also often do personal questions at the end of these general readings. Hello, Tony. Hey, Tyler. No, I'm not going to time you out yet. I'm going to remove your comment, and I'm going to ask you to be more open-minded. or at least respectful of people who have different beliefs than you. To just like dive right in and say that you know what's going on with somebody's soul is a little presumptuous. I encourage you to be more tolerant. You might make some really excellent friends and learn some beautiful things from people who have different beliefs. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? But if you do come back around and judge, then I will probably time you out, yes. Yes, because Jesus wouldn't be about the judging, right? Something about the least of these, right? 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. So there's someone else who is hoping to have a relationship here. They're seeing 2 people get into a relationship or even get married. This is the 3 of Pentacles, and most often this is depicted within a church. Maybe they're learning about this exclusive relationship through a mutual friend. What else do we have? The Lovers, the 10 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. So someone's made their choice, headed towards having like a happily ever after with someone, and it leaves this third party out in the cold. They feel left out. They feel like someone else has what was supposed to be theirs. 7 of Wands, Strength in the reverse. Feeling like they didn't figure it out in time. Feeling like because they did not learn the lessons that they needed to or come forward and communicate their emotions in the time that was provided, that now they have to deal with being at a distance or no contact with the person that they feel is the one that got away. Hello, sir. How's it going? Hello, Jared. I hope you're having a good day. 9 of Pentacles. Queen of Cups in the reverse, Emperor. There's no way you love them the way that you love me. This is watching from afar, seeing 2 people who look like they're happy, but feeling like you know that person better and you know that they're just like faking it. This is seen through the eyes of the Emperor, who is the 9 of Wands, the individual who is feeling like they've lost what they wanted or the person that they consider to be their soulmate. 6 of Cups, 9 of Cups in the reverse, Prince of Swords. So they're at a crossroads trying to figure out if they should let go and accept that their soulmate is choosing someone else, or if they should come through and be a little bit impulsive, maybe try to start a conversation and see if they can get this person back. This is the Energy Oracle. Hello, Ricardo. How are you doing? What else do we have? Angel of Love. Happy family. This is why I feel like our person's perspective, the Emperor, is probably not right, because this seems to be a pretty happy relationship. If there are children involved, that's like considered a good thing. I mean, it's the happy family card with the Angel of Love. It doesn't really get any better than that. But this Emperor is standing on the outside of this relationship looking in and judging it as like fake, or somebody isn't really happy. Hello, Heather. Hello, CTF. 222 often shows up for me when there are decisions, very important decisions to make. So it could be asking you to be more decisive. Twos can also be about planning or making sure that you're doing the work associated with whatever manifestations or goals you're pursuing. Hello, X, how are you? Hello, Arnold. I'm glad to hear that, Ricardo. Hello, Great One. I don't know, it is spooky season. That's not what I referred to myself as, but it doesn't bother me. So we have attachment and appreciation. Someone over here is still longing for something that they have already lost or something they've already walked away from. And with the appreciation card, someone else is appreciating what they walked away from. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I don't really like to refer to a person that way, but they seem to be stuck in this situation because something they wanted, they didn't actually go after. So they either made it seem like they didn't want this person, and so this person was like, okay, well, I guess I'll move on then. Or they started a fight for no reason. They pushed someone away and now they're regretting it. Fear of loss. Fear of loss keeps you from loving. So they're recognizing that they have lost this person, even though they thought that they had engineered a way to avoid that loss. There could be some substance issues here or codependent relationship patterns. And while they're still single and still needing to work on some of the things that caused an obstacle or a barrier in their relationship with this person, they're watching this person who got away from them be happy with someone else. So the individual who is feeling like they missed out is the Emperor. The person who is in love with someone else is this King of Cups. Remember, neither of those have to be men. This is just the energy that's coming through. The Queen of Swords, this is also partially that King of Cups energy, but it's how that person looks at them as far as having boundaries up or not being interested in flirting with them anymore or playing their games anymore. It's just like, well, I don't know how I could get that person to pay attention or to respond to me at this point because I've just irritated them, right? That's okay, Cheetah. The great thing is you don't have to watch it. See those little buttons, little icons? You can go somewhere else on. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? Good morning, Tyler. Yeah, clearly their interests lie elsewhere. Maybe slightly questionable. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? So we've got the Four of Candles, the Four of Wands. This could be someone who's getting married, because there's this sense from the King of Cups, they're in love, they feel like this is what they've been waiting for, and they could have been recently engaged or moved in with this person. The thing is that third party, the one who resonates with that Emperor energy, they're still in love. I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen of Earth. So their thought process is, how can I move on? How can I let go of this relationship that is no longer a thing when I don't feel that way for anybody else? The world is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream. Now they're feeling like it was all just kind of pretend and maybe you didn't even really love them. Five of Wells, which is the Five of Cups. The skies, they were ashen and sober. The leaves, they were crisped and sere. The leaves, they were withering and sere. It was night in the lonesome October of my most immemorial year. They feel like nothing's happened. They feel like they've been sitting here thinking about you, while you've been out gallivanting around with some new love. And so they're kind of feeling like they lost out, like they've been wasting time. That's funny, Matt. Hey Joshua, I welcome you to come back if you can be a little bit more positive. We're trying to help people move forward, and if you want to be judging people, then there's probably a better place for you. Including like all those videos where they judge people like all the time, right? Hey Tyler, I hope you have a great rest of your day. So we have the Two of Paws, which is the Two of Pentacles. I became insane with long intervals of horrible sanity. They're going through this ego death, but to them it feels painful because maybe they liked being a little bit crazy. Maybe they liked being unpredictable. Maybe they liked the reputation they built for themselves where people were just a little bit standoffish and concerned, right? All right, this is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. Let's see what else we've got. High Priestess in the reverse, Ace of Candles, which is the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Pumpkins or Five of Pentacles. So because I messed up, because I did not want to pay attention to my intuition, because I chose to be stubborn or difficult, now I've realized that that missed opportunity is something that I'm going to think about for a long time, because I'm left out in the cold, wondering what's going on with the person that I loved, and it's all because I wasn't willing to put forth the effort that I should have for somebody that I care that deeply for. Hello, James. How are you doing? Eight of Potions, which is the Eight of Cups, and the Chariot in the reverse. So if you have no motivation, or, you know, if you're not willing to prioritize the work that needs to happen within this connection, then there's nothing that I can do. I can't do your work for you. So that's why things ended, right? If you're always going to walk away, or if you're always going to, you know, shy away from the healing work that you need to do, then this isn't going to work. Hello, Kim. I'm glad to hear that. Seven of Potions or the Seven of Cups. Trying to make a choice. I said they were at a crossroads. Do I go and try to talk to this person who has found love elsewhere and try to convince them that they should choose me instead? Three of Potions. So they're going to send a message. And it's going to be about all the things that they've done together. Maybe not all of them, but it's like, you know, I've been thinking about the times we spent in Name a Place, or working together at blah, 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 or making fun of all those, you know, weird siblings you have. Whatever it is, they're reminiscing and suggesting that there be a continuation. It's almost like they're acting like they don't know that there's a relationship that you're already in when they make this offer. Like they want to play like blissfully unaware that you might actually be otherwise engaged. Just kind of like, hey, you want to catch up? I'm gonna be in town. We can go get like a coffee or something. It'll be great. Oh, thank you, Laura. I appreciate you too. Let me know if you want me to pull some cards for you. Oh, thank you, Ozzy. I appreciate that. There's enough negativity out there, right? I feel like the live chat should be lifting each other up, having like the opportunity to connect with somebody who may understand what you've been through and getting away from all that negativity out there, right? Chuck Norris jokes heavily feature also. That's always a good thing. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Voyager. What's going on? Sounds good, Laura. All right. So now we've got somebody who feels like the only way forward for them is to at least give it one more shot, communicate, or make one more concerted effort, right? What if I can convince you not to choose that person? What if I could keep you, right? Maybe. It's not looking good. To be honest, it just kind of feels like this person's a little bit delusional. This is the Weird Pet Tarot. Yep, I agree, Tyler. I guess that's kind of silly for me to say, though, because it's basically just going in circles or saying the same things. It's nice to have positive energy around you. Queen of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Seven of Cups. So the King of Cups is also coming through as this Queen of Wands, High Priestess energy. This is why we don't pay too close attention to what gender comes through in the actual tarot cards. This King of Cups is also the Queen of Wands. Could be a woman, could be a man, could be anybody, whatever. But they're very intuitive and in touch with their feelings. And they realized if you don't want to be aware of how you feel, if you don't want to be working towards feeling more in control of those emotions, then I'm not going to sit around and wait for you to figure it out. I'm not going to try to convince you that this is something important that you should be doing for your own happiness, right? That's your decision. Yep, exactly. Hey, Corn, you're welcome to come back if you would like to avoid the judgy nature. Yeah, this one's actually in Love Nashville. I don't know if you guys can see it. Kind of, yeah. I really dress up for you guys. What else do we have? Ten of Wands. It wasn't easy to end things with this person that I thought that I had a serious connection with, but I had to have boundaries. I had to end things when they were continually lying or being distant or elusive. If you want to have a romantic connection with somebody without them actually knowing who you really are, it's not going to last. Or it's not going to mean what you want it to mean, right? If you have some cardboard cutout of you and your crush falls in love with that cardboard cutout, that doesn't feel great, right? Like, that's not actually you. It's a picture of you on cardboard. Like, this is like, hey, I tried to love you. I really did. I wanted to get to know you better. I wanted to have that, you know, like Bonnie and Clyde energy. But if you keep me like feet away from you and you don't want to let me actually get to know you, if you have this like fence around you and your heart, then you're telling people that they should move on, right? You're telling people like, only if you can deal with some cuts from barbed wire. Like, they're mad at you for moving on after they were the one that made you stay at a distance. Hey, SB, I'm going to put you in a short time out. If you'd like to come back around and not be spamming or capitalizing everything, I would welcome you back. But that's a little bit much, okay? We've got 10 of Cups, Knight of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Wands. I don't like that you found happiness with someone else. I can't believe that you would open yourself up to someone other than me and actually daydream about a life with them. I thought you had chosen me. They're very moody. They're withdrawn. Nobody is able to like make them laugh right now. They're just kind of stomping around. But with this Knight of Wands, it was because they didn't offer that like long-term energy. Maybe they showed up for a week, hung out, and then disappeared for 2. Maybe they would, you know, be very communicative when they were feeling down, but then they would enjoy their company with somebody else, right? So we have this star energy. You decided to accept the ending and walk the other way. I tried to make this work. I tried to show you how to let go of the things that block you, but you chose to remain in that lone wolf single energy, right? Is that what they are? This is called the Weird Cat Tarot. They're adorable, aren't they? Hello, YAJ. I don't know, do you want me to call you just Cat? Hello, Joe. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. Hey, Caleb. When did you get to talk to him? Hello, Goatman. How are you? Cat. I'm not allowing that kind of judgment, okay? Let's be positive. We're not here to judge other people's mental fitness or mental health. If you want to be supportive, that's great, but I'm not going to let that fly. So we've got the Moon, 5 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords in the reverse. So I found out that there's competition. Maybe I shouldn't have been so secretive or like hiding from this person that I love. I didn't realize that they would actually fall in love with someone else. But 6 of Swords is in the reverse because they feel like there's nothing that they can do. I didn't realize that you were interested in other people, and here you are like basically married to somebody. They're threatened and frustrated and hurt. But they also know that the only person they can blame is themselves because they walked away. Sorry, y'all. I kind of forgot that that was supposed to happen this morning. Hello, Nina. How are you doing? Yes. Oh, I'm familiar, Joseph, and I don't think that that's for anyone to say who has just recently met you on the internet. So apologies for that. So look, you found somebody else, 3 of Cups. That's probably you two getting married right there. And then this person's over here like, how dare you? I've only been gone like a month and you're over here getting married to somebody? It's been longer than a month, let's be real. I don't know, maybe they like to exaggerate or make things sound more incredulous to feel better about their situation. But they probably are saying something like, you know, I haven't been gone that long, and here you are, like, basically you've already decided to spend your life with someone else. Hey, Gregory, weird comment. If you'd like to be less judgy or, I don't know, yeah, just chill out, bro. Hello, Tim. How are you doing? Exactly. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. It is my current favorite. It's so pretty, and it's got the like shiny stuff on the side. So we've got the 10 of Jars, which is the 10 of Cups. Again, strong love between you and this new person, King of Cups. Seven of Jars or Seven of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody who's direct and honest with you. They don't leave you questioning where this person stands. If they want a long-term relationship, they make it clear. If they need something from you or if they're upset about something, they talk to you about it, right? Peggy, how you doing? Happy Friday. Barbara, that's interesting. Perhaps not wanting to age. We just got to embrace it though, right? So we've got the Seven of Petals right after the Seven of Cups. So the number 7 could be important for you. Seven of Petals or Seven of Pentacles is in the reverse, and the Five of Jars or the Five of Cups is also in the reverse. You were not going to sit there and remain stuck. Think about all the things you could have done differently to get this person to actually pursue you instead of running away. So the Emperor's realizing that even though they might have thought it was a little bit of a clever, manipulative game to get you to chase them, that, you know, when you play those games, at some point, you might end up finding that people are over it and they don't want to play those games and they walk away. Page of Jars or the Page of Cups. So if you're going to fight everybody who wants to get close to you, if you're going to push away the people who love you, then why should I stick around and try to convince you to accept my love? I deserve love as well, and you're making me like beg for it. So you walked away. Whoever resonates with that King of Cups. Four of Jars or the Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Three of Crystals or Three of Swords in the reverse. Wow. So instead of signing up for another round of rejection or questioning where we stand and if you're interested in me, I figured I would just like start walking now and find something else. Because if I start looking into other options now, then I might actually be able to stop wasting my time, you know? Thank you. Hello, Gary. How are you doing? Are we throwing hands? What's going on? Can I tell this story? Oh, it's so funny. I don't know if I should tell it. Okay, so I got into it with a buddy of mine, and he was being like super disrespectful. And at one point I was like, okay, well, you know where I live. If you want to like actually like settle this, like I'll throw hands, whatever. He was gonna send his girlfriend. I was like, what? Why would you, what? He was just all talk. But yeah, this is somebody who's actually probably thinking about that. Should I show up and start a fight with my romantic rival? Should I prove that I'm better through a fist fight? 10 of Crystals, Queen of Crystals, 8 of Petals. So 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. It's like they want to show effort, but they're approaching it the wrong way. It may literally be, I will fight for you, and then you'll see that I'm serious. It may literally be, I'm going to show up on your wedding day and be that person who says, I know of a reason why you shouldn't get married. It's me. I know you love me. Just admit it. I guess what I'm getting at is the Emperor, who's upset that you have moved on with somebody else, doesn't seem to be coming up with good strategies to deal with this loss. Seems to be just kind of reaching at straws or thinking about plans that are very like, I saw this in a movie one time. I don't think they actually have the ability to convince you to change your plans. Hey, Capo. Hello, Mortis. a gift of a set? Yes, exactly. Hello, is it Henaro? How are you doing? I'm glad to hear that, Capo. Happy Friday. Peggy, I'm saying, like, could we not have just had a conversation? No, now this person's over here, look. Why I gotta? Knight of Wands. I told you, that's the fighting card. Well, that and the Five of Wands. We'll see if the Five of Wands comes out as well. They're like, I gotta do something. I can't just sit here. This person that I consider to be my soulmate is out here like talking about choosing someone else, and then I never have a choice or a chance to be with them again. Chariot in the reverse. There they are, the Emperor. So they're thinking, what are my choices? What could I potentially do here? How could I get this person's attention and show them I'm a whole new person. I've learned things. I'm smarter. I'm better. I'm stronger. What song is that, you guys? Is that Britney Spears? I don't know. They're like, hey, I think it's time that you saw that I look great, and we'll see if you miss me. But I don't know. I still kind of worry about whether or not, yeah, King of Pentacles in the reverse. So they keep coming through as the Emperor, and this is because they have this need to control things, but they're not the Emperor in the reverse, which I find interesting, almost fascinating, actually, because they're not seeing things clearly. There's this, like, you know how some movies have that, like, blue tint, like Twilight, and the film is probably, like, blue tinted to make you feel, like, sadness and, like, emo, you know? Gosh, you guys might come for me in the comments, but this person's like that. Like, every experience they have in life has that overlay of, like, blue. So part of the issue here is they struggle to actually imagine things going well between you all, right? Hello, Shirley. How are you doing? Yeah, well, you gotta go for it, I guess, right? Hey, Ezra. I hope you enjoy your weekend and find something constructive to do. Yes, I agree, Barbara. Aw, you hate it? Hello, Ayak, how you doing? Two of Swords in the reverse. I think this means you've already made your decision. You know this person doesn't offer stability or reliable companionship. They're like here and then gone again. I just saw Brad Pitt's character in Legends of the Fall. What was his name? Tristan O'Banion? I think it was Tristan O'Banion. Right? I feel like that's what it was. This is somebody who feels like you are the most important person that they've met in their life, and that they failed to show that to you, that they need to prove that you are this MVP in their life. But they're struggling because you have blocked them, because you have said, no, I'm not interested. Or maybe it's because they blocked you and now they have to have this conversation about why they ignored you, and then now all of a sudden it's like, hey, I really want to talk to you. Well, that's interesting because you're the one who pushed me away, right? There's this, how do I broach this conversation without it being weird, you know? All right, y'all, I'm gonna eat some breakfast. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Hey, Bumface, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. I will be back probably with a desktop reading. So like the zoomed out, you can see more of my bookshelf. Probably in like 30 minutes. But yeah, I'll see you guys then.